I'm sorry. Brother Fam really, he ended the live. We was talking and he was dipping, but because of the way things go, he ended the live. I was trying to get into a little bit of actual pro wrestling conversation, but he ended the live. We'll see when Drip gets in here. Wait, what the Drip? I DM'd you the link in your Twitter. Fam ended the live. That's crazy. We didn't even get to do any pro wrestling. Ain't nobody watching. We all right, we back. We Fam ended the live. I'm sorry. I that was a hiccup. I apologize for anybody who was here, because look at Drip hand. We gotta, that shit, no Dempsey, you right, that shit was abrupt. Again, Fam ended the live while we were trying to get right. I think because Fam set this up, he hit a button and shit was going. Nigga took a shot and was confused. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's not my fault. And I know the problem is other people's is online or whatever. It's definitely technical difficulties, but we back.
We're back.
It's not my fault that Fam ended the live. Was all right, night 2. We talked a little bit about Lashley and Omos. I mean, I didn't.
What was your match of the weekend?
I've not been able to watch For the Culture 2 yet, or Supercard of Honor. But
that's what I was about to say. And apparently the Impact show was good too. The multiverse of matches.
There's a lot. I was speaking with Banks earlier, and he's just naming shit that happened on Friday, and I'm like, yeah, I missed a lot of pro wrestling. I'll catch up on it this week. We'll get to the Tribal Chief in a bit, Jerome. Don't worry. My match of the week, I was probably up most for Bianca Becky.
Yeah, that certainly had the most stakes given the last 6-9 months.
And I don't know. I mean, you could argue what Becky did, but I feel like Bianca showed up. It felt like she was there. It felt like she was doing her thing. Shit, she caught a whole black eye. I mean, I don't like this.
Yeah, no.
I don't like this, but you know, shit happens. You get kind of physical, shit happens. Outside, I will say I did like parts of Roman Brock.
Yeah. I thought they were setting up setting up a really good match.
Right.
And then it just ended.
I don't think they wanted, because they did it yesterday. It ended after midnight.
No, it was almost close to midnight, I think.
I feel like there was no reason for this show to go any longer.
No.
I was surprised. I mean, someone definitely said in the other chat that it was abrupt. But
yeah. It was just like, that's it? Like, really?
I don't know how much longer should Roman and Brock have gone?
I thought when you put him up for the F5, I thought Roman was going to counter, put him in the choke. I thought Brock was going to pick him up, like slam him, and then Roman was going to spear him again, and then win.
Jeez.
Because Brock would have been like kind of worn out from the choke still. I thought that's what would have made sense.
That would have made sense.
Because him putting him in the Kimura I'm like, holy shit, Brock Lesnar showed up to like, we're going to do some transitions and some holds tonight. Like,
This was supposed. Well, I guess that's the thing. Cameron brings up a good
No.
point.
It was the biggest main event, not the greatest. Edge and Randy Orton had the greatest match of all time.
They said it was the biggest. They also said this WrestleMania was supposed to be the most stupendous. I mean, obviously, we're just learning that they're just using words. Like these things don't really mean much of anything.
Because this walking corpse who beat up Pat McAfee tries to sell everything.
Pat McAfee, what a waste. Well,
again, so everyone knows I don't like Pat McAfee. I respect when he shows up to wrestle.
Right.
Because he has skills.
Right.
The commentating I'm not a fan of because I feel it's very try-hardy and forced.
Right.
But I liked more Ronaldo and all the references he made. I know that got under some people's skin, but I liked it.
Because you nerding. You big nerding about this shit. Pat McAfee's like, yeah, man, look.
I said my whole thing is like it feels like someone sees the timeline, watch wrestling, like became a broadcaster. And he has moments, but I'm like, but the 3 matches. I was telling Matt and everyone downstairs when it was going on, I'm like, I remember when I think it was the first episode I did with y'all. I was like, I think Dominic Mysterio will have the better match out of him and Pat McAfee that weekend. And then Pat McAfee had the better match. And then we've seen since then Dominic Mysterio isn't as good as we maybe thought he could have been. Pat McAfee's only had 2 more matches since then, but one was War Games and he showed up at the end and he was like, I'm going to take some crazy bumps.
Yeah.
Because I want. And then this one was, he kind of did the same spots he did with Adam Cole, but like, it's good shit.
Wait.
Him moonsaulting off and then leapfrogging up to the top rope. And
Rodney mentioned McMahon's stunner. The Semper Vivi has been.
Semper Vivi has been on one today. Shout out to Semper Vivi.
So Stone Cold goes to stun McMahon. McMahon, like, he realizes what's happening. I think he lost his footing.
No, he can't fall down like he used to.
No, but wait, because he bounced into the ropes. So then Stone Cold,
Stone Cold legit kicked him.
He kicked him.
Steve.
He went into the ropes, and then when Stone Cold tried to grab him, there was like some commotion, and he ended up going into the stunner mode, and Vince felt like a sack of it wasn't even pretty. It was not pretty.
No, and that's why Stone Cold's laughing the entire time after that, and then when Pat McAfee, he was like,
Davis looks like he's in a Friday's bathroom. That's funny.
This house is weird as fuck. And this man booked it.
That's why he did. That's why I said he knew what was going on.
But again, I picked this room, so
because you like the Friday's bathroom? Is that what it is?
I was the only one that had a single bed.
Damn, Trip was like, yo, I got the first time I touched.
If I'm under the wing, I gotta get the only bed.
Dude, the first time I touched some coochie was in a Friday's bathroom. Let me no. Does that art even match? What it's like just two.
If you were to be in this house, you would be like, who like this?
Who came up with this nonsense? Cameron, I feel like the WWE is trying to make another John Cena out of Roman, if you know what I mean, making him win every match, but just feels different. I think if you go to the Ringer recently posted they got their pop. They call it their pop ranking, where they're ranking like the WWE superstars who are moving right now, and they've got Roman kind of like they had Roman at 5 or 6 going into this weekend, primarily because while he is a tribal chief and he has been dominant, the actual story going into Mania over the last couple of months has been kind of dry. I mean, regardless of who has the titles, the last couple of years with the WWE, it's been bad for them in terms of building baby faces. There's not a lot. Roman had that whole fucking feud with Finn Balor, and then Jesus came and broke the top rope and Finn was done. Like, there's not any goodness that's being done to the baby faces to really build them to be anything but, bless you, anything but fodder for Roman.
Thank you.
You're gonna need Jimmy or Jay to come back and be like, "Yo, I'll fuck with you, cuz," and then them have a meaningful match again.
Nah, See, I don't want to see that again because that's just like you want to talk about believable. Like he would just beat them. Like he's Roman Reigns. They're tag team wrestlers. Like that was the whole point of him and Jay was gonna like they look at you like, which one are you? You're a tag team guy. I'm fucking Roman Reigns. Like you're not gonna win this. And it's also like I've been beating you up since we were kids. Like it's not gonna be different now because we're older. But like I said, like him steamrolling everyone in the last year and a half made sense because it was finally heel Roman Reigns. And they had, again, it was like, who can beat this guy? Like, this is the only guy that can, like, lose to Brock Lesnar, but also maybe...
Nobody.
Except, like, Kevin Owens, he's beaten him before. And Kevin Owens has beaten him before. So it was like, we knew what that was. Him and Edge is like, no way Edge is going to beat him. He beat Daniel Bryan like he'd beaten him before. He's beaten, Finn Balor before. It just...
What you need to do...
But they were like new versions of themselves a little bit. Like Finn Balor, he came back as the Prince, and then the Demon, and Roman's like, that shit don't matter.
Antoine said he thinking Lashley. Lashley's going to need a big I don't want to say a big overhaul, but you got to make sure that he's back at that level of being dominant. Because he was getting manhandled. Like, this happened not too long ago. Look how small Lashley looks compared to Omos.
But who won? Like,
he won. No, you're right. He won. He hit that suplex, I'm telling you.
He hit the suplex, he hit 2 spears, and that was it.
Your Pops, Big Mike, had a question. He said, why does it take so long for Roman to get to the damn ring?
That's where I've told you guys before. He's the new Undertaker. Like, he's the locker room leader. He's the guy who gets...
It's the music.
It's the music. It's...
Just like I have to watch Adam Cole Bebe stand on the ring apron and get ready for the poo. Like this is Roman. He's just waiting for the moment where him and his cousins throw up the goal. It's the music.
He's the new Undertaker. Again, he has the long hair, wearing black. Like, he listens to Vince McMahon, does whatever he says. Like, that's who he is. He never should have been John Cena. That's who. He's not that. He's not the guy who will go on Good Morning America and be chummy and who can lead a TV show and who can do SNL. Roman Reigns can't do any of that.
Do we want Randy Orton back in the title contention? Is that going to be what changes this?
No.
So I guess. Yeah,
Drew is next. Drew is next for Roman right now.
Well, I guess that's the question.
And Cody Rhodes, potentially.
But wait, so... Because we not even spoke, Roman Reigns is undisputed champion.
Yeah.
So he's basically going to either brand?
Well, the thing that Meltzer said, right, was that, like, they're probably going to do another belt. So, him winning both titles is just kind of unnecessary. It was just a way to be like, he took Brock Lesnar's title and he might relinquish it, or they're just going to make another. Who knows if any of that is legit or not, but like they could do him as champ on both shows for a bit. Like
they've been doing it.
Maybe USA wants it.
It would let Brock Lesnar get some time off camera, but B, if someone said earlier Roman Reigns had the longest episode of WWE Evil. I mean, he's currently the longest reigning champion I want to say for this title. It's
for the Universal title, yeah.
It's the second reign, but it's the longest reign for the title in general. I don't see why not. If they've not built any baby faces, and because we may have scratched the surface on the pod, but it's been a conversation for a bit in general. The thought is that it's going to be Roman Rock at WrestleMania 39.
Where was he that night? Everyone thought he was going to show up.
He was probably in Hawaii. He was doing work or something.
He don't care, Cal. He doesn't care.
I'm just saying that was the talk I was hearing, was that it was supposed to be Rock Roman. So
who told you that? Where did you hear that?
It was Dave Meltzer. He didn't tell me that. He said it, and I listened to it on the YouTube. That's what happened. But
no, people are hoping and praying The Rock will show up and give them my family. This is my. It's not gonna happen. He doesn't care anymore.
But people, this it's the same people that were hoping that Cody was going to show up on Raw every week. At some point, the talk is that Rock wants to do it, but I think everybody in between The Rock and Roman Reigns meeting in a ring says we don't want to do this because it doesn't make any sense. Because it only makes sense if you need Roman Reigns to be a bigger figure. At this point, you don't need Roman Reigns to be anything but Roman. He doesn't need to beat The Rock to be great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the problem is the WWE doesn't feel like they'll have a babyface built big enough between WrestleMania 38 and March of 2023 when they really need to kick that into high gear. I can see Roman being the champion for the year.
You sure that's not going to be Gable Steveson?
No. He got a drink slapped out his hand by your man, Chad Gable.
You sure that's not going to be Braun Breaker?
Braun Breaker would need to have a phenomenal year. He would need to be. He needs to
shotgun Jinder Mahal to the title.
He needs to be to stand a chance against Roman Reigns. They better make sure they do what they can for that man to be enough of a star. Because if he goes up against Roman, he's going to need to win that. At some point, he's going to need to get the chip. Because you don't bring the big new person up and then not have him go. Now, Rodney M says Edge Roman. So Edge Roman in August?
We don't need to run that back. It was bad the first time. We don't need it again.
Edge and Damian Priest creeping around the ring. I wear cross. Like, come on. What are we talking about?
Nah.
Why did Damian Priest show up? Where was he? He just popped up out of nowhere like, hey, I'm watching the match, and then he wins? Yeah. Damian and AJ didn't have static, so what? Why? What?
That's not... None of the booking made sense because shouldn't he want the U.S. title back? But it's clear Austin Theory might be the next U.S. champ because he's beaten Finn Balor multiple times.
Well, actually, I will say, Big Mike actually...
Or is Edge going to help Damian Priest get the U.S. title back by, turning him to this House of Black-esque group he's trying to put together?
Big Mike asked a good question. He says, so where does the W... Because I think with a lot of what's going on right now, it's hard to tell what the next chapter of WWE is going to be. I was able to predict 8 out of the 15 matches correctly, primarily because I understand how WWE books, but the next year it could be, aside from Roman Reigns being a top dog, the rest of the WWE could literally be, it's supposed to be Ronda,
Becky, Charlotte, Bianca, because she needs to beat just one more horsewoman.
She needs to be the horsewoman
to beat them all. So that's locked in. Ronda, Becky is locked in.
Roman is locked in as a person. I don't know what his situation is outside of himself.
He has a spot regardless of who it is against. Seth Rollins will as well.
It's a lot of confusion. Big E being gone is bad. Them not having any, Drew McIntyre is stale. Chat, who you think is going to be the next?
Stop releasing people.
Well, yeah, but you have to also build.
They could have had Keith Lee and Roman Reigns.
You're not. They wanted Keith Lee to be a heel. Edge and Priest versus AJ and Finn.
Yeah, and look how dumb that is to have Keith Lee as a heel.
Next chapter is a put. Joe Dixon is not wrong. I will say, I was more up for the women's tag match and Roman than I was for anything else. But yeah, a lot of the women's pro wrestling in WWE, because they are so good, I'm automatically drawn to what they're doing.
We still have potential, they can finally call up Io Shirai, her and Asuka, her and Sasha. I mean,
Sasha was moving. Quiet as kept. Sasha was moving tonight. It's just that she didn't have. There's a lot going on. It's hard to be Sasha versus Ronda, making Ronda a fucking star type shit. But she was going in when she was going in. Bianca beats Charlotte next year at Mania. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Why not? Why not, Zell? She needed
No,
another
look
patch
at
anyway.
she's got 2 of the biggest Mania wins of all time already.
As a women's
And Charlotte
competitor,
Flair has already. Again, Charlotte Flair just beat Ronda Rousey, so she got that win back. So she can afford to lose to Bianca and then probably beat Bianca at SummerSlam. But to have one, you have to give the other.
that shit don't make no sense.
But
Big Mike said it's clear that the women in WWE are in better shape story wise, but they're in better shape because
the matchups can be more interesting.
And there's a lot of new matchups. The onus is still on WWE to make the shit matter. Riddle has a chance. Riddle's got to get out of that tag.
I said that earlier. I'm like, at some point they have to make him a main event challenger, not a champion, just a challenger.
You have to.
I thought it would be last year with Bobby.
You got to do for Riddle what you just did for Big E, and really push him as a singles person. Give him that hill to climb so he can actually go up it.
Again, or do we finally get the Solo Montez run, or what? Like, Gable Stevenson is. We saw it last night with Stephanie McMahon. We saw him at the opening tonight. Who knows how quickly he can take to the train? We don't know anything yet about that. But
no, you're right.
He's a name. They're all in, and if he shows flashes like Braun Breaker had right away,
right,
then it's sky's the limit for him. Like he'll do it all.
Joe Dixon, I agree. If they added a mid-card women's title, I think it would do a lot to make the women's division overall.
Well, that's what the tag titles are supposed to be, unfortunately, and it makes sense because you give 2 more women shine by making the tag titles. Like,
is Bianca Belair Mrs. WrestleMania? Sasha, I believe
too early.
Sasha got her first WrestleMania win.
She did.
Bianca's like. On paper, Bianca looks very good for.
It's only 2 matches though. We need at least 2. We need 2 to 3 more.
It's a big match. She if she can maintain big matches like over the next couple of years, where she's got a good win-loss record, I think you probably
by 2025, if she has 2 more big moments or like classics, then yeah, she's in the running for that.
She's got bigger moments than some of the other women in her division, though. So
because Charlotte has the triple threat match.
That shit.
Well,
wait, with Becky and Ronda?
No, the first one with Becky and Sasha. That one was good. Fatal 4 the next year was forgettable. Then her and Asuka. Triple threat of her and Becky, her and Rhea.
She got a lot of asterisks on her shit.
And then her and. Oh no, she missed Mania last year, right?
She missed it last year. She was getting surgery and doing other shit. So
I guess we really don't have a Mrs. WrestleMania. I mean, I guess it's Sasha in the losses. Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Bianca may get it by default because she's winning titles. Cameron said, "I feel like Randy could be a good face to go against Roman. Riddle could be a U.S. contender." I think
he was U.S. champ already.
The thing is, though, it's not hard to run that Randy play. You've not really run that Riddle play. And Riddle, for all intents and purposes, is hot right now. That Arcade Bro shit is super over, so I wouldn't be surprised if they slide him in that position. I wonder when he's going to turn on Randy. Peep says it could be soon. Again, remember, we've got Raw at 9 o'clock Monday night. That's less than 24 hours away. Raw is usually seen as the beginning of the next season. The Monday after WrestleMania, that's the next season of WWE. So anything could happen. Joe Dixon says he's going to lose his mind if Riddle gets that push. Riddle's an easy baby. Yeah, Riddle would be the biggest baby face.
Why should he turn on Randy? He can't be the heel.
Do you guys think that was Becky's best match? No. And it's because of Becky. Bianca was great.
It was her and Sasha Hell in a Cell was probably Becky's best match.
Facts. There's been better Becky matches, but the problem was it wasn't Bianca's fault. It was all Becky. I don't think Becky was 100% in this match. If she was, it could have been a much better match. Statistically,
we've all seen her matches since the return. It's
not been the same. It's not been.
But she was already the she's already ranked far to me in the 4 Horsewomen anyway. She's already the weakest member when she was the man.
Right. Antoine says if Bianca isn't Mrs. WrestleMania, who is?
We can't just do it for 2 wins. Like I said, it has to be Sasha because she had.
It's going to be tough because Sasha just got her first win. But I guess we're looking
Shawn Michaels has a losing record too, remember?
Yeah, I was going to say we're looking at who's putting on the biggest matches consistently. Right? I mean, Sasha is always going to show out. And I think she's enough of a fan to understand what WrestleMania means. So if you look at what she's done, you'd be surprised.
Probably has to be Charlotte. Because she won the NXT title. She won.
That sucks.
When they made it the women's title again,
What's your favorite?
She ended Asuka's winning streak. She's Mrs. WrestleMania.
What's your favorite Charlotte Flair match, though?
Of all time?
I mean, in general. Damn.
No, I'm saying I haven't watched it in a while, but that first Ronda match, I was like, wow, she's giving Ronda Rousey a great match. Like,
I'd have to look back. I'm not a fan of
Survivor Series, but
Charlotte has quantity but not quality. Folks, I mean, if it's
the tough thing about the 4 Horsewomen is like her and Sasha had chemistry, but like it almost seems like they each have their best matches with Sasha Banks is the thing. So yeah, that's why
it's almost like Sasha
number 1.
It's almost like Sasha's the best performer in their division. Yeah. Charlotte is right now, but that's because of the title she's won, right? Like, if Charlotte Flair wasn't X amount of time women's champion in WWE, I wonder if the case for her being at the top would be a little bit lower, because you're leveling. It's also because
she is good to be a multi-time champ.
Right, no, right. But I think if you level the playing field and everybody's equal, there's no reason for Charlotte to be above anybody else because she's just Charlotte Flair, and that's not a diss. It just is what it is. Do they push Otis against Roman? Is what Big Mike says. I would hope.
I was wondering if he was thinking more almost instead of almost Otis, because
I would say no for almost. If you picked Otis, at least Chad Gable could have a conversation with Roman or Paul Heyman or whatever. Yeah. Almost is not with anybody. I don't know what that's going to look, and I don't know what Roman's going to say. Because I watched the WWE Evil and Roman reiterated, my character is the closest thing to me right now. If he thinks Almost is a joke in the middle of that ring, he might have some bars for him.
I think because my dad realized that Otis is a very underrated worker, given his unique look of being the short, stocky.
Yeah.
Guy. I've been a fan of Otis since he debuted as Heavy Machinery. I remember when him and Tucker and I were jobbers, or when they came back as Heavy Machinery with the tractor theme music and all that. I was a fan because I liked the look. I'm he can actually wrestle.
Right. He can go. If they put Almost versus Roman, Cal going suplexes TV, that's facts. I Almost challenging Roman for the title better be Friday night main event where the rest of the shit is just I get to see a Dominic Mysterio type motherfucker getting thrown out the ring. That's what I need in a situation like that. Because the last thing I want to see is this. I don't need this anymore. I need this. I need this. And sometimes
hey yo,
I need that. Anything else, I don't need at all. I don't need this.
It was surprisingly good in terms it wasn't a train wreck.
They did a good job in making Bobby Lashley look small in a situation where he is not small.
Yeah, the one time he isn't the favorite.
He Vader. Almost needs to join a group. It should be the Nigerian Skyscrapers? What There's only so many groups that I think almost is going to be able to fit in naturally.
No, he just needs a manager.
He needs a manager.
It's that simple. Whether it's MVP, whether it's Malcolm Bivens, he just needs someone.
I'm kind of mad it wasn't MVP. Given the Bobby Lashley situation, this would have been the perfect time.
He was here. We saw him in Wrestlemania. We saw him.
I saw video. Shit. Roman Drew sounds terrible.
They've done it before. They'll do it again.
Is there anything else? Because I need to go to bed soon.
No, I don't think there's anything else. Like you said, Ross tomorrow. Cody Rhodes will come out, spew his bullshit.
I guess that's the thing. Aside from interviews, we've not seen Cody really speak specifically about what him as a character is going to do in WWE. So it'll be interesting.
He'll be next with Roman Reigns, and it's back to where he used to be.
Big Mike wonders what's next for KO.
Back to where he was before.
It's rough. He gave Steve Austin
He'll probably be he can be U.S. champ, or him and Seth Rollins can be tag champs now if they still need something to do, if they're going to still play up to being best friends.
Any Raw surprise? I think Raw surprises might be.
Braun Breaker could be one.
Braun Breaker won?
He lost.
He lost, so he is not NXT champion.
Yeah.
So I would definitely look for Braun Breaker on Raw. Cody definitely is going to speak. What he's going to say, I don't know, but it should be a segment that leads to whatever his upcoming program is going to be. I would look for Roman. Again, if Roman's undisputed champion, that immediately he should be speaking on Raw.
Yeah.
And the way he is, acknowledge me, like he's going to want to be there. He might throw a party. RK Bro won the titles.
Yeah.
They may have a party at some point. I mean, you know how Raw goes. They kind of order the same shit. But it'll be interesting to see if they have something for Cody.
They will.
What are you going to be mad if it's Cody Roman?
No, because I know that's the obvious one. That's why they brought him back to do this right away.
I guess Cody is a babyface right now, huh?
Not to me.
Not Drip was pissed.
Not was. Is.
Drip is. I mean, I don't know. I'm not mad at the Cody stuff because I've removed myself from whatever beef situation. It's kind of just, yeah, I understand that Cody is a better fit here than he is. He's not. Not again, Cameron. I think they're going to take there was that graphic of the black WWE championship
half,
in the blue.
Yeah,
like if they could get leather to be dyed half blue, half black.
Nah, you can't. We just mocked Bobby Lashley for his tights being half and half. Nah, we can't have a title be half and half.
That was the graphic that they showed. It was immediately what I thought they was going to do with the belt. We're going to see. I don't think Roman's going to. Maybe he'll walk around with 2 titles. Yeah. Maybe I would if you could get a belt that was wide enough for Paul Heyman's waist.
No, what do we talk about with Sunny Ono and Ultimate Dragon? Like, Roman Reigns will hold one, Paul Heyman will hold the other, and then Roman Reigns will grab both and do both in the air. Like what he did tonight. Like, that's what it will be.
But you got Dan Lambert wearing a title. Why not have Paul Heyman wear a title?
That's sure. That's just because it's pure, like...
Ho shit?
Heel heat. Heel heat. Like,
I'm sorry.
It's Dan Lambert. And ho shit, I guess, yeah.
Will Veer be the next Umaga? We have to ask that question.
Oh yeah, that's tomorrow night. Yeah.
Ask that one another day. Trip, why you mad? Drip mad because he don't like none of these motherfuckers. I'm usually get some sleep, Cal. I'll see. I
gotta get sleep too.
We definitely need to get out of here. Drip, thank you for chilling out for a bit on this second live. Shout to anybody who made it over here for the live. I know y'all leaving tomorrow.
Yep.
Damn. Safe travels for real.
It's been a good vacation.
It's been an interesting weekend. Again, youtube.com/Black Wrestling. If you're not subscribed, please do. You can find all types of content, including get alerts when we go live, like we're doing right now. Hit the notification bell, like, comment, subscribe, anything else. One's in the chat if you are subscribed. Patreon.com/Black Wrestling is live. We've got content. White Noise, a whole new episode of White Noise with Drip. White Lies. Drip, myself, and Semper Vivian, episode of White Noise talking Jay White and all things that encompass that, as well as much more.
And the website, we got Mimi, she's writing pieces.
Mimi dropped we'll see. There's probably going to be a night 2 recap coming up soon. But if you want to read about night 1, if you want to read about Wale Mania, Mimi's doing the thing over at blackwrestling.com. BBD Pod had an episode, a live episode, the first episode where they were actually together in a room.
Yeah, if you want to hear us talk about what Dallas has been like and my experiences at XTC, check that out.
If you want to get a primer before we go live on Thursday with an episode straight,
I'm not talking about it again. I said I'm not talking about Dallas again after that.
Fam told me that he has stories, so there's no way we're not.
He has stories. I told my stories.
You go to the BBD Pod on YouTube, and you can hear Davis's stories. Hopefully, he doesn't delete the fucking pod by the time we get over there. But
it's just on YouTube. The audio I haven't uploaded yet.
Thursday, we'll see what happens. 4/5 of the squad was out in Dallas, so I imagine there's going to be a lot of Dallas talk. Maybe the match that you wanted to talk about tonight, we'll talk about then. I don't know. It's almost 1 o'clock here. It actually is after 1 o'clock here in Jersey.
We'll probably have seen Supercard of Honor and all the other stuff by then. Yeah,
you're very optimistic. Hopefully, I've watched.
I want to at least see that show. I really want to see that show.
Do you need that?
Yeah, I do.
I got you.
I still need the other shows I asked for too. Remember?
It's easy.
On that note,
newer shows are easy. We'll figure it out. I
know.
I gotta start. It's the file sizes are too large for what they. I got to figure out files, but I got you. Peace to everybody who's been watching this nonsense for 37 minutes plus, however long we were on the other live before Fam shut the pod down. We will talk to y'all Thursday. Studio. Facts. But if the party never stops on Patreon, pay to 1, pay to 10. More content coming soon. We'll catch y'all soon. I'm fucking tired. Get the fuck out of here.